Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We got some swag up here. Feel free to take some. I brought it. We got some keychains, some stickers, some keycaps. You have a mechanical keyboard. Take as much as you want. If you want to take one for your kids, I just would like to not travel home with them, for being honest. So we'll get started here in another minute or two. But good morning. Feel free to sit up front so I don't talk to the 4 people that are up here. That'd be great. What's up? Is there an echo? Is there there's a little bit of an echo? All right. You know what's great is I walk a lot when I talk. I can't sit still. My team at Torque calls me out on it all the time. I have so much space to move, and I don't get in the way of anything because it's a movie. I can't stop looking. This is cool. Ooh, your shirt looks good on the screen too. This is great. If you want to, and I'll kind of start my spiel here in a second. We'll let it. I'll do another minute. If you want to scan that code, if you are on the job search, or if you think you're going to be on the job search in the next, I don't know, anytime in your career, feel free to scan that code. It takes you directly to Torque's job platform. We're kind of like LinkedIn or Indeed, but you actually hear from us. And I'll explain a little bit more about what we do here in a second. But if you want to go ahead and scan that, it takes a few minutes to sign up. But if you at least want to save it to your browser and do it later, we'd love to have you part of the platform. We're doing a lot of cool stuff. I know some of y'all are part of the community, and I'll kind of dive in a second about that. So. We'll just give people 2 more minutes. We'll start at 8:35. I can talk quick. Good morning. Welcome. I got some swag right there if you want some. Feel free to sit up front so I don't talk to 6 people. Or not. That's cool. You can sit back there. That's all right. That's great. I appreciate y'all coming out. Again, like I always say, the fact that anybody shows up to a non-technical talk at a technical conference is always great. I'm very, very grateful, so thank you. It means a lot. Cool. Let's go ahead and get started. All right. Awesome. Well, good morning. Who's actually awake? Raise their hand. All right. Some of y'all not. I can't see with the lights. It's like heavens are shining down on me this morning. So yeah, I walked 2 miles to get coffee this morning. So I'm very awake. I'm much more awake than I probably should be. But excited to have this talk with y'all today. This is a pretty interactive talk. For those of you who came in early, you probably heard I've been on the road a lot. The Torque team, we're doing a lot, kind of all over the globe, specifically in Latin America. And we were just down in Mexico, and so I got back from Mexico, and I texted Kevin this week. I said, Kevin, I said, hey, like I finally have a chance to like sit down and focus on what's coming up. And I was like, hey, just confirm there's no internet. Yes. It's vibrating a lot. Is it really? Check 1 2. Check. You hear it at the mic? Well, I think they need the mic for the recording now. You want to just turn it down, and I'll just yell, and so at least we have that for the video. Cool, awesome. All right, is that better? Is that better? Any better? A little bit better? All right, cool. So yeah, I texted Kevin. I said, hey man, like no internet, right? He goes, no internet, and I was like, cool. The talk you accepted is like literally me opening up my laptop, opening up LinkedIn, and actually like working within LinkedIn. It's like the closest thing I have for like live coding. And he was like, yeah, you can't do that. And I was like, all right, cool. So I created 34 slides. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. It should be the same material. A few kind of housekeeping things. I know there's a Discord. I know we got the Discord. I'm gonna do Q&A at the end of this, so I'm gonna try to. If I don't get to your question, please throw them up in the Discord under like my talk. I will get to them after the talk, so please do that. So a little bit about me is my name is Taylor Desseyn. I hail from Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. I don't like country music, so don't ask me who my favorite country artist is. So I'm in Nashville, wife and kids. We live on a little bit of a horse farm north of town. Just want to give a shout out to my wife for the amazing support she gives me. She actually has a little girls' weekend. She's at the Derby this weekend in Louisville. But shout out to her for letting me do this. I do not take it for granted. A little about me is I have been recruiting. I've been in the recruiting space, so I was that recruiter that you're like, oh, great. I was that guy for like 11 years. But I've probably placed at this point probably at least 1,000 engineers in jobs directly. Probably indirectly, we're probably looking at double that. And so everything I talk about today is what has worked for me and is what has worked for the people I've helped. I think this is fascinating. I know Cassandra's in here, who's a fellow kind of community recruiter person thing. And what's interesting about this is everyone has their own strategies, right? And so today, I'm going to share what strategy works for me, and hopefully it helps you. I will also share these slides. If you want these slides, please drop them in the Discord. Please drop your email. I will email them to you. But what is Torque? So I want to talk about Torque real fast. So Torque is a jobs platform. Think LinkedIn or Indeed, but we actually get back to you. I head up the community team. So I'm VP of Global Community. My job, we have over 1 million engineers on our platform and growing very quickly. And so basically my entire job is to make you feel a part of our community. We have a pretty active Discord, around 4,000 members. If you want to join the Discord, it's torque.dev/Discord. And we have amazing conversations in there. We bring in a lot of industry leaders, talk how to hire, talk about how to find a job, talk about how to navigate the job search. And so that's what we do. We'd love to have you sign up again. That's the QR code right there, is for you to go ahead and sign up on the platform. I think what we're doing is pretty cool. Again, I've been in the staffing industry for 13 years. We are, the fact I'm with a staffing company that is actually community first and cares about the people that we can't necessarily find jobs for is pretty awesome. So definitely join that. Again, the QR code sends you to specifically the platform. But if you want to check out what our community is doing, our community page is torque.community. All right, let's see. This is the first time I've done slides, so how do I go next? How do I go next? It's not going next. Braden, it's broken. What's going on here? I turn it on. Click the arrow up, right? Oh, wait, no, I gotta click it down. See, this is why I don't like to do slides, because I just get all distracted. All right, so we're gonna talk about LinkedIn today. We're gonna talk about BlueSky and X like briefly at the end, but I really feel like LinkedIn is like, man, LinkedIn is this untapped platform. I posted on Twitter yesterday. So the Chainsmokers posted on LinkedIn yesterday. Anyone know what Chainsmokers are? Like the band? Ooh, yeah. I'm not gonna try to sing their song, but you probably know it. So the Chainsmokers posted to LinkedIn, and I was like, you have no excuse now if the Chainsmokers are out here posting to LinkedIn. And of course, their posts like went super viral on LinkedIn. So we're gonna talk about LinkedIn mainly today. But like I said, we're gonna talk about BlueSky and LinkedIn here. At the very end. So first off, the next few slides, the next few minutes, we're going to talk about how to craft an actual meaningful LinkedIn. Clint, if you ever watch this, congrats, you made my slide. I do some one-on-one career counseling on the side if anybody needs it. I don't really promote it because I don't really have a ton of time, but I do it. And Clint, I actually helped Clint with his LinkedIn, with his resume, and he found a job based off the tips that he learned from me. He actually texted me. He goes, I applied everything that you told me to do. What's up, man? Welcome. You can come on in. Come on, grab a seat. We're all friends. So Clint, here, there's a clicker thing. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. There's like this thing. All right, so I think it's fascinating that LinkedIn has the ability to do these like pictures at the very top of your LinkedIn, right? And I think this is a highly underrated part of your LinkedIn because this, to me, this is a way to showcase your personality a little bit, right? At the end of the day, what I've heard a lot from hiring managers, from people that are senior leaders in the engineering industry, is that while the technical skills got to be there, they like to connect with the person, right? And so what we need to do here is we need to take advantage of this. This pointy thing is fantastic. By the way, my dog, I have a corgi, he's obsessed with laser pointers. If he was here, he'd be going berserk. So I told Clint, I said, Clint, I was like, what do you like to do, man? And he was like, well, I love outdoors. I said, great, let's put that on there. So literally, this right here, and he's a director of data. I was like, put that up there. And he literally told me, he goes, Taylor, he was like, I actually had more conversations on my LinkedIn because I put an outdoor enthusiast. I'm not an outdoor guy, right? Like my version of camping is at the Marriott, not camping. So he and I didn't have a lot to connect on from that perspective. But I would absolutely put something up like this. So like, for example, I was helping a junior developer like a year or two ago. And I was like, hey man, just tell me about yourself. He's like, well, I do audio engineering. I said, great. I said, he goes, fun little fact. I said, great, please tell me fun facts. I love fun facts. He goes, I helped with the Backstreet Boys, like their back of the house at like one of their concerts recently. I said, you're kidding me. He goes, no, not at all. I said, you need to put that on the top of your LinkedIn. I said, that is a conversation starter. I'm not kidding. I'm not lying. He messaged me like 2 months later. He goes, hey man, I got a job. I said, that's great. I said, I always ask people, how did you get the job? He goes, I had a recruiter message me because they love the Backstreet Boys and they want to talk about the Backstreet Boys, and we really hit it off, and they remembered me for a job they got like 2 or 3 weeks later because of the meaningful conversation, and I got a job, right? So again, put something up here. If you like to cook, if you like to, I'm a big corgi guy, right? I'll put a picture of my corgi. Everyone loves corgis, right? So again, use that to your advantage, okay? All right, we're gonna move on. Again, if there's questions, we'll do questions at the end, but then also drop in the Discord. All right, so this is a highly, highly underrated area right here, right? Building, so right under your profile picture is what I call like the title. Like what is your thing, right? And one slide, of course, now that I'm speaking, I forgot to include it, is when recruiters search on LinkedIn skill sets, there's like if I search .NET in Nashville, like if I'm looking for a .NET developer in Nashville, there's like 600 .NET developers that pop up on LinkedIn. It's like multiple pages. When I recruited actively, I did not have time to sift through those 600 individual profiles. So what did I do? I read this thing, right? So I don't know if you have LinkedIn up right now. Does everybody know what I'm talking about? It's the words under. I see some head nods. Okay, all right, cool. Some of y'all are with me this morning. Some of y'all need some coffee. So mine is a little different, but it's still very applicable, right? Mine's building the world's largest online technical community, right? So if somebody's looking for a head of community, that's going to stand out to them, right? One of the things that I see is that a lot of y'all, some of y'all put like senior development. What's up, man? How are you? You good? You can grab a seat up here. We're good. Yeah. Some of y'all put just like senior software engineer or like architect or like something very vague, right? If I'm searching for a senior .NET developer who needs Angular and Azure, I would put that up here. Right? So I would put literally, hey, I am a senior .NET C# developer with Azure and Angular, and I'd put that up here. The reason is, again, like I said, recruiters do not have time to sift through every individual profile, so you need to stand out immediately. I kind of call this like your SEO of your profile, and I would play around with this, right? I would edit it, see the type of hits you get in 30 days, maybe come back to it, revisit it. I am open to doing reviews. I'm probably may regret doing this, but most of y'all don't take me up on this offer. If you want to throw your title in the Discord, hey, what's up, Michael? What's up, big guy? It's good to see you, brother. Michael's great, by the way. Momentum DevConf. You should look that up in Cincinnati. It's fantastic. Been there a few times. So if you guys want to like screenshot your title and throw it up in the Discord, I'll review it. I'll let you know what you could fix. Okay. Next thing, the link. This is highly underrated. So I have, my link goes to my link tree. Everybody know what a link tree is? Kind of like one of those like, link in bio situations. So I've actually been very interested in the data and the traffic on where the clicks are coming from. Time and time again, most of my clicks come from LinkedIn. And the click-through rate, we're getting a little marketing here, the click-through rate on LinkedIn is over 80%. Consistently. So what that means is every time somebody comes to my profile and clicks on that, they look through all my stuff 80% of the time. I have not talked about this ever in a talk, but now that I've seen the data, if you do not have a link to your portfolio, if you do not have a link to something, you are missing out on the opportunity to direct people to somewhere else, right? How many in here actually has something linked in their profile right now? Aside from Cassandra, she don't count. All right, so one person, right? You guys are missing out. Link to something, right? Even if you create your own link tree and there's other stuff on it, create something so people can click. People are genuinely curious on what other people are doing. All right, let's move on. This thing right here, God, that is an awful screen grab. I look absolutely terrible. I did not have the ability to do that. Anyways, featured section. Who in here actually has the featured section set up? Braden? We have somebody back there. I can barely. There you go, gentleman back there. So two? All right, this is probably why y'all are here, right? Again, another amazing place, right? Another amazing place to put things you have done, posts you have posted, and allow people to see what you have done. Does anybody in here know Kelly Vaughn? Kelly Vaughn, Braden. I love Braden in my talks, man. He raised a hand. He's active. I appreciate you, Braden. So Kelly Vaughn, she was a director of engineering at Spot AI. She is now, she just got a job at Zapier as a senior manager. And she and I had an interview on my podcast, shameless plug, Guidance Counselor 2.0, on podcast apps. We had a conversation when it comes to hiring that she specifically said that she would rather look at what you've written, what you've put out there, and talked about instead of your portfolio. She was like, for example, I was hiring an API, a developer that needed a bunch of API. I don't know what that is. I'm not technical, but they needed API stuff, right? So she goes, if I went to your LinkedIn and saw that you had pinned, this is pinning, right? Pinning some articles on API development and some specific things that you have done, she goes, I'm going to be more likely to have a conversation with you than somebody who just sent me their portfolio. Now, there's obviously some hot takes on that. This is just Kelly and I's conversation. You may have difference in opinions, but I'm speaking. So, anyways, so do something. Also, fun fact: did you know you can do? Did you know you can do an email newsletter on LinkedIn? You can do an email newsletter on LinkedIn. Anybody in here have their own email newsletter? Braden, my man Braden, just kidding. So we got two people. If you are thinking about starting, I got to get some coffee. If you are thinking about starting your email newsletter journey, I would actually just do LinkedIn. The reason for that, fun fact, if somebody connects with you and you have a newsletter, it automatically pushes that newsletter every time you connect with a person if they want to follow it. Okay? I have 4,000 subscribers. That's insane. I can't even count that high, right? So again, highly recommend if you want to start something, if you want to talk about some sort of tech trend, if you're passionate about something, I would start it. I don't know what the next slide. So when this is why I wish I had the internet. If you go to create a post on LinkedIn, to the right there it says something called write an article. That's how you start it. Okay? Does everybody get that? So when you go to create a post on LinkedIn, and there's to the right on the bottom of the where you post, it says write an article. That's how you start. All right, moving on. Cool. About me section. So this actually comes from another gentleman that I helped, Ray Gesualdo. Does everybody know him? Ray from Atlanta. So Ray. So I actually helped Ray write his LinkedIn, and this is what he put. Actually, this is not Ray's. Sorry, this is Clint's. All right, so because Ray is not a data engineer. So this is Clint's, right? So the About Me section should be littered with technical skills because you have to get caught up in the search feature, right? Like a lot of us have our LinkedIn's written very functional, And so that hurts you because the way the algorithm works is ultimately the more keywords you have in your LinkedIn, the more at the top of the search you appear for recruiters to find you. Does that make sense? So you really need to kind of go over, and I love this, right? He gave specific things that leadership is going to want to see. Scalability and infrastructure, global team leadership, extensive data experience, database architecture. And he specifically, and I worked with him on this, he specifically went in and gave specific quantitative facts, right? Now, this goes to my resume thing. A lot of us write resumes, write LinkedIn's like they're a chore chart. I took out the trash today. I emptied the dishes. I hugged my wife or my husband, right? And for me, it's like, that's not what it needs to be, right? It should be, I hugged my wife 17 times today, right? I took out the trash twice today. You see what I'm saying? The more quantitative that you can talk in terms of what you've done in your career, the more it's going to stand out in the sea of AI slop that some of y'all are using to write a resume LinkedIn. Stop that. And then two, it's going to give the non-technical people like me the ability to go, oh, wow, this person created distributed data topology for 300 plus remote medical devices. I don't know what that means, but 300 sounds a lot, and also a 24/7 sounds important, right? It gives us more information to play on. Moving on, activity matters. Activity matters. I'll tell this story. My buddy Connor, Connor's in Nashville. Connor was looking for a job. Connor really wanted to work at Netflix. That was like his thing. He wanted to work at Netflix. He was at Evernote. He wanted to work at Netflix. So Connor talked to me about how he was looking for a job. What Connor would do is they were doing something at Evernote. He told me what it was, and of course I'm non-technical. I was like, that sounds great, man. And so what he did is he searched Netflix, and we'll get to the search feature here in a second. But he searched Netflix, and he hit up every engineering manager that had like the skill listed in their LinkedIn. But the one thing that he looked at is, when was the last time they posted, right? He said, if somebody hadn't posted in over 90 days, he goes, I DM'd them, but he goes, of course I never got a response, right? This is an indicator for various types of people that they can reach you. So if it's empty, then it signals, hey, I don't use this. And listen, here's the deal. I get it. LinkedIn has been this thing for a long time where it's been this like, I'm going to create it and I'm just going to let it sit. No. In my opinion, delete every app off your phone but LinkedIn and go all in on it, because it's absolutely changed my career. This is just one of the small points here. Be active. It signals to people that you are active and you will potentially get back to them. All right, how to write your LinkedIn. This also applies to your resume. This is Ray's from Atlanta. I helped him with this. He was at a company called SalesLoft, and then he's now at Slack. So I helped him get at Slack. I also made some introductions, but that doesn't count. So here, this is written very, very well. Re-architected our primary front-end application over a 6-year span, migrating front-end frameworks and scaling the code base from 200,000 to 1.4 million lines of code. Bam! That's a good sentence. I'm proud of that one, right? Let's do another one. Research, integrating, documented, and rolled out a third-party feature flag management tool, don't know what that means, as well as built custom tooling solutions to save the company $60,000 a year. Bam! Now, you're probably wondering, Taylor, I don't know the stats. I don't know how much revenue. Listen, I know there's a camera recording me. No one's going to fact check you. No one's going to be like, hold on, you're flying around an interview. I got to go call a company. Now, I'm not saying lie, but what I'm saying is give ballpark. Give ballpark, right? So again, incredibly important. And again, the way this is written is perfect. Also, one of the things, this goes for your resume that most people don't have, is the technologies used. I would highly recommend after every single position that you have on your resume that you always list technologies used, TypeScript, JavaScript, React, Elixir, because again, you want to have as many keywords as you feasibly can in your profile for people to find you. Does that make sense? Cool. Braden's the only one nodding his head. Thank you, Braden. All right, so we'll move on there. All right, next thing, recommendations. Who in here has at least one recommendation on their LinkedIn? Raise their hand. Cool, about 75% of the room. Here's my opinion on recommendations. They are like Google reviews for restaurants. When my wife and I look to what restaurant we want to go to in Nashville for a date night, I always go to the Google reviews, especially if it's new, right? It's just another signal, right? Listen, at the end of the day, if there is one developer that has 0 recommendations for the same skill set, same position, and there's another developer with 16 recommendations, I'm not saying I'm going to pick the 16 person, but what signals more, like what signals better? 16, thank you. That was not a trick question. Thank you so much. So again, make sure it's really easy to ask people for recommendations on LinkedIn. And you can also, when you send them a recommendation, in the message, you can actually tell them what to write, right? So if you want a recommendation based off your technical skill sets or your team management skill sets or whatever, you can actually add that. So again, highly recommend adding that. All right, how to actually use LinkedIn. So that was a crash course on how to build LinkedIn. I could have gone on for a full hour with that. That was very abbreviated. So we're going to continue on how to actually use LinkedIn. So this is like the meat and potatoes of the talk, right? So if you zoned out for the last 15 minutes, please come back. Okay. All right. So there's 3 ways to use social media to find a job. You post, you like, and you comment, and you slide into those DMs. Listen, I'm going to give you a story that happened literally yesterday about sliding into DMs. I follow a lot of direct D2C founders on Twitter. My entire Twitter feed is just D2C, right? I pull a lot of inspiration. The inspiration for this merch design on our t-shirt actually literally comes from a company that I follow, right? So this founder of this like hydration drink, right? Like the whole like salt, magnesium, but that's all a trend right now. It's called Cadence. He posted, hey, DM me somebody you would want to recommend. He was like, don't recommend yourself, about why they should receive a free month's worth of Cadence. So I DM'd him. I said, hey, I recommend my CrossFit coach. She has a brain tumor. It fortunately is benign, but it comes back, and it's actually come back the 3rd time. And she runs our gym, and she runs like a healthy, it's literally called Healthy Body Bakery. And I was like, I think she's deserving of it. She's killing it. Love her to death. The founder goes, great, send me her information. And now she's hooked up with a month's supply of Cadence. This guy, like, is in England. He's building an amazing company. I've been following a long time, but I just went for the ask, right? Like, a lot of people in my career, like, prime example, I listen to a podcast called Group Chat. Right? Anybody heard of Group Chat? No? It's like a business, more of a high-level business podcast. There's a founder on there. His name's D. Murphy. D is very, very busy. He's building. He secured a $40 million Series B investment for his startup. And his podcast is massive. Like, it's consistently rated in the top 10 of the App Store with, like, one of the best business podcasts. So I just messaged him. I said, hey, D, love your stuff. Been a fan of Group Chat for a long time. I'm actually in their Discord. And I said, would love to have you on my podcast. He emails me back immediately, goes, let's do it. Great. So I had a great chat with D. Again, the DMs are incredibly, incredibly important. All right, so let's talk about posting. So one of the biggest issues that I see time and time again is when I say post to LinkedIn, people think I want you to become Mr. Beast. Right? Or when I say stream, people think of Kai Cenat. I'm like, listen, I'm not asking you to invite Kevin Hart over to your house and do a 9-hour stream, right? That's not feasible, right? So I actually wrote this out because I wanted to give you all a specific structure and prompts on what to post every day on LinkedIn. I think everybody should be posting at least once a day on LinkedIn because it will absolutely transform your career, right? And we'll get to that in a second. So Mondays. What'd you learn over the weekend? In my perspective, everything you learn at this conference, every single talk can be a post. If you want to post about me after this talk, that'd be great. Tag me. And the way LinkedIn works is all 26,000 of my followers will see it at some point. Right? And I'll show you like what it looks like when you comment and like a post. Tuesdays. Tag someone you recently had a conversation with. There's a guy, Richard Choi. He's in our Torque Discord. He's great. He's always at conferences. He's doing the thing. Roxy's another one, right? Braden, you do it too. Like, just a casual conversation. Post about the conversation on LinkedIn. Hey, I met up with Steven at Momentum. He told me I needed slides. So I'm going to work on slides. Post. It's not hard. It's not hard. It's that simple, right? Wednesdays, talk about one thing you messed up. Listen, I have realized that the posts that I post where I say I messed up get the most engagement. Why? Because LinkedIn, we all know LinkedIn. LinkedIn's a necessary evil. It is everyone's highlight reel, and it's terrible. You know, let's just be honest. It's just bad, right? So listen, talk about your mistakes. Prime example, another guy. This is a guy that I helped years ago, like started COVID, so about 5 years ago. His name's Austin Cumberlander. He's in Nashville. He posted, he was a junior dev at the time. It's been cool to watch his career. And he was a junior dev at the time, and he interviewed, and he said he bombed an interview. Bombed it. And he posted, squeak. He posted about the mess up on the interview. He goes, hey, I messed up this question, this question, this question. I'm going to go back and get to it. Obviously, it spread like wildfire. People loved it. People commented, good job, Austin. Keep it up. Love the transparency. Keep going. He got a job because of that post. Because the way LinkedIn works is all the liking and commenting makes it naturally spread to other people's post timelines. And then a hiring manager saw it, hit him up, interviewed him, got a job. I'm not lying. Now, is it going to work 10 out of 10 times? No, but you might as well try, right? Thursdays, post another person's content. Listen, everybody's putting out content these days. I put out way too much content, right? Like, if you, feel free to just, I had one guy, actually Dev who's speaking, did it for a little bit. Dev used to take my live and would stream over my live and give his thoughts about my live on his LinkedIn. It was great. He got traction from it, right? Fridays, give someone a shout out. Listen, everyone's doing their best. And I think one of the biggest things that you can do is just give somebody a shout out. I just gave you 5 LinkedIn prompts. If you followed this every single day for 90 days, you are going to be shocked for the amount of people that you meet because of this. Next. By the way, this was a really hard slide to make because of the lines. This is the longest slide. This took me the longest amount of time. I hated my life trying to make this thing. And it's still awkward. Like, what's going on here? Anyways, this is my entire content strategy. This is how I use LinkedIn. So what I do is I max out my connections every week. So I have LinkedIn Premium. Highly recommend you get LinkedIn Premium. Skip a cold brew or 2 a week, and it basically pays for itself. Get the $30 a month one, and you get 150 send-outs, not in-mails. We'll talk about the difference hopefully here in a second. Maybe I didn't add it. My bad if I didn't. We'll talk about it anyways. But when you connect with somebody, you write a note. I wonder if that's next. Is that next? No, it's not next. All right, so anyways, we'll get to this. I connect with everybody. I post. When you connect with somebody on LinkedIn and you post on LinkedIn, they see your stuff first. Literally, one of the guys I connected with down in Mexico, he's a data analyst at HP down in Mexico. He connected with me. The next day at the booth, he goes, that was a terrible decision. He goes, he goes, my entire timeline is you now, right? So again, post, engage, right? We'll talk about that, liking and commenting, and then it brings general awareness. This is it. This will help you a ton. All right, next. Commenting and liking posts. I want to give an example of why commenting and liking is so important. Whose name do you see the most up there? It's not a trick question. Whose name? Thank you. Why? She commented on it. You see 2 names. If you don't want to post, if you're like, Taylor, listen, I'm not doing it. That's fine. Comment. Because then people start seeing your face all the time. And then they're going to click on your profile, right? They're like, who's Braden? He keeps commenting on everybody's post. Then sees what Braden does, because then they go to the profile, and then Braden's got a good link in his bio, and Braden's got the 3 featured or 4 featured posts, and they're like, oh shoot, Braden does this. he could actually be a good fit for our organization. Listen, this is how it works in today's world. Listen, I have talked to so many hiring managers. I literally talked with a hiring manager at React Miami, he's a founder, 600 resumes for one job posting. 600. Your resume is just not getting seen. You are getting seen because you are out here engaging with people. Some person goes, I like Braden, he seems funny. Goes to Braden's profile, and then it's like, oh wow, Braden does whatever you do. And then they're like, we need that person or organization. They slide into Braden's DMs, they start a conversation, Braden gets interviewed. I'm telling you, that's how it works. This is how it works. Now, it may not happen all like overnight. Like don't like message me tomorrow and be like, I posted once, I don't have a job yet. That's not how that works. Do not repost. This is kind of a quick thing. So let's say I post something, you want to repost it. It gets very little engagement, by the way. It's not like Twitter or BlueSky, which we'll talk about hopefully here in a minute. But so just don't repost on LinkedIn, okay? Create your own post, tag the person. It goes a lot further than just reposting. Hey, Steven, how do you like these slides? Are they better? Nice, cool. All right, again, slide into the DMs. I've already talked about it. It's one of the biggest things. Like, go for the ask, man. Like, just ask. Hey, I want to speak at Star Trek. Great. What do you do? I do this. Great. Well, go ahead and apply. I'll keep you in mind, right? Great. That's boom, connection right there, right? Hey, I always want to work at Netflix, okay? Why? Make sure you have that. That's a whole nother talk in and of itself. But like, again, just go for it. Just ask. Just like, you don't understand. Like, if you max out your messages every week, 150, and you are including a personalized note in every single one, that means you're messaging 600 people a month. That is a lot of volume and a lot of people who you're meeting, right? Which is incredibly important. All right, next thing. Yes. All right. So this is slides. So all right, when you connect with somebody and you press the more, this pops up, right? And then connect, okay? Add a note. Also, terrible UX, by the way, the fact that they have that bolded, it should be the opposite. That's UX, right? Is that UX? Cool. That should be bolded, but they obviously don't want you to. So add a note, always. Everybody got that? Oh, nope, not that, nope. Go to more, go to connect. By the way, it's a little funky on mobile. It's a little funky on mobile, but this is how you do it on the web. Connect, add a note. Right? And just say, hey, let's say you interviewed with somebody and you're like, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Manager, it was great speaking with you today. Would love, obviously would love to work with you. Keep me in mind. Talk soon. That's it. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't. Also, there's a character limit, so it forces you to be specific, which I love. Also, I think LinkedIn Premium allows 240 characters versus 140 characters, which it does help kind of get your point across. All right. How to make a good DM. Listen, this applies to dating. Okay? There's a lot that comes into play when it comes to the job search and dating. I could do an entire series on it. My DM game when I was dating was not good. I'm glad my wife's not here to attest to that. Wifey, if you're watching, keep your thoughts to yourself, please. Intro. Hey, my name's Braden. I'm a senior engineer. You do Next. Isn't that what we talked about? Next.js? Front end. Okay, front end. Yeah, I was trying to be technical. My bad. All right, so I do front end development. Why are you DMing? I'd love to chat with you about how to get a job at Netflix. However, we are trying to implement X feature, and I see on your LinkedIn that you guys are doing it. Would love to chat about it. Would love to talk with you for 4 minutes, 6 minutes. Listen, don't say 5 minutes. When my mom texts me, hey, Taylor, you got 5 minutes? How long is that? How long is that? 30 minutes? 45? An hour? Too long. I got 5 minutes? Oh boy. All right. Do that. Get used to being rejected, okay? Other ways to use LinkedIn, you have the My Network tab, which is incredibly important here, right? So I went to the University of South Carolina. If I had many more hours in a day, I could literally just connect with every single person in tech from the University of South Carolina. Go Gamecocks, right? And literally, I don't know what, I mean, if you went to a college that is a pretty big college, has a pretty vast alumni, like if anybody from South Carolina messages me and says, go Gamecocks, I will respond to them 10 out of 10 times. 10 out of 10. If you want to talk, even if you went to another SEC school and you want to talk SEC football and you bring that up in my DM, I will talk to you 10 out of 10 times. Leverage your network. Start with where you have the network. All right, here's more things. I've worked at internet marketplaces for years. I could go connect with any of these people. And also, by the way, I work with Mike Cardillo. He still has not accepted my LinkedIn request. So, Cardillo, if you're watching this, please accept my LinkedIn request. I love you. And then people they follow on your activity. This is all under the My Network tab. This is all under the My Network tab. Take advantage of it. Connect with people. Send them a DM. Another thing, Jobs tab, right? Jobs tab. Community manager. There's 880 new jobs for a community manager. If I want a new job, boss, I don't want a new job. But, right? Then there's 2,000. Do past 24 hours. LinkedIn jobs kind of stink, to be honest. Like the filter isn't great. I would always go 24 hours with that. But again, start with your own community. Prime example, University of South Carolina, there's 184,000 alumni. There's 54,000 people in my hometown I could message, and you can filter locations of where you live. I'm going to give a prime example here, Nashville Software School. I did a lot of, I volunteered a ton at Nashville Software School early in my career, and I always told them, like, there's 2,200 alumni from Nashville Software School. If I were you, I would literally message every single person who went to Nashville Software School if you went there and said, hey, I'm trying to get my first job in tech. How did you do it, right? I think if you're a junior developer or more junior in your career, you have more leverage to have better conversations, in my opinion, because people want to help people, especially that are new in their career. This is incredibly important here, LinkedIn Analytics. You can see who's viewed your profile. I think this is a very creepy thing that LinkedIn has, but I think it's very, very good. I can see when there's a CTO that's creeped on my profile, and guess what I do? I connect with them. I go, hey, just want to say hey. Wink, okay? Again, this is what it looks like right here. You know, this is just a screenshot of people who are watching me. I'm probably going to go 7 minutes. I'm going to go 9:20. I'm going to go 9:20, okay? All right, cool. Should I get LinkedIn Premium? We already talked about that. Yes, stop spending money on cold brew. That's more of a conversation I need to have with myself. The barista down in Mexico goes, so how many of these do you drink a day? But that's neither here nor there. All right, we're almost done. TLDR next in BlueSky. Listen, LinkedIn, I was doing these slides, and I was like, man, I really want to talk about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is incredibly important. I think still has the best engagement. I think still has the opportunity to get into people's DMs, especially people with big followings. Like if you try to message somebody on X who has a big following, they're probably not going to get back to you. If you message them on LinkedIn, they'll be able to get back to you. So a few things. One, create notifications for people you want to keep in touch with. Does anybody know that you can do that on X? You can like go to their profile and you can ask to like turn on a notification. So stay close to those people, right? Actively engage with them. 2, like and comment, add value. I can't tell you the amount of people that I've become friends with on the internet. Who did I meet last night? Oh, you. I mean, we've gone back and forth all the time, and I thought we've met in person. That's how it works, right? Keep engaging. Repost with thoughts on pieces of content. There's a lot of people I follow where I give my thoughts on it. I think it's a great way to like create content without creating content. Leverage the heck out of DMs, right? I think X still has a really good, and BlueSky, like prime example, I messaged Salma to come on my podcast. She's actively on BlueSky. She's not on X. She responded immediately on BlueSky, right? So again, leverage the DMs. And here's the deal. Go to the place. So I mean, listen. Like if you're trying to message Angie Jones on like X, she's probably not going to get back to you. But BlueSky has a little less chatter. So maybe go over to BlueSky, message her, or message her on LinkedIn. Right? So again, I've actually used this to my advantage with trying to get some key people on my podcast. I just got the please stop. All right, great. Hey, look at that. Cool. Q&A. So we're at time. So I will stand over here and answer questions. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If it's okay, I'd love to get a selfie real quick just to show my wife people showed up at my talk. So if you guys want to like put up your hands or something, or I don't know, do something funny. Here we go. Cool, love it. All right, sweet. I'll be over here. Comment in the Discord. Comment in the Discord if you guys have any questions. And thank y'all for coming to my talk. Oh, and grab some swag. I appreciate it. Thanks, y'all.